One issue that doesn't get talked about enough is the major decline in skilled tradesmen. This includes construction workers, electricians, welders, the list goes on. And with the average age of these workers ranging from late 40s to mid 50s, it's becoming increasingly apparent that we do not have a sustainable number of young individuals entering the trades. Over the next 10 years, 1/3 of skilled tradesmen will retire at a faster rate than younger workers can replace them, leaving over 3 million jobs unfilled by 2028. Companies are struggling to find and retain labor, which has led to a delay in projects and higher costs. So what's ultimately causing this shortage of labor, and why does there seem to be this stigma surrounding the trades? And is there anything we can do about it? Before we get into that, we need to talk about what led our society to having these misconceptions about the skilled trades. To start, we'll go back in time 50 years to discover what became the initial push towards the 4-year degree. The mid-1970s began the push for higher education and the death of shop classes. Now, shop classes were essentially hands-on training courses that allowed high schoolers to try out various trades such as carpentry, metalworking, and auto mechanics. As the years progressed, however, vocational training began to be seen as the second option or the backup plan. After all, it's the 4-year degree that puts you on the road to success. In fact, it's the only road to success. In order to promote this form of education, the other had to be diminished and demeaned, creating the stigma towards the trades and its workers. No way you could earn a decent wage becoming a plumber or a welder. What's the point of getting into the trades when machines can just replace the human labor? With these ideas circulating in our society, we've seen a major disinvestment in the skilled trades. In a report published by the Progressive Policy Institute, of the $139.5 billion that the federal government spends on post-secondary education, only $28.2 billion, or 20%, goes towards workforce education and training programs. That means that the remaining 80% goes towards traditional 4-year degree plans, which only 38% of Americans complete. The trades don't receive nearly enough funds, which is why we're seeing an ever-growing gap in the workforce. So what can be done about it? Are we too far gone? Or is Gen Z going to be the generation that flips this narrative? Here are some things we may want to consider. The first being that there is no such thing as a one-size-fits-all approach to post-secondary education. We can't continue to promote that the 4-year degree is the only way to success, because the reality is that the jobs that we may see as dirty or the fallback option, they're becoming so in demand that we can't find enough workers to fulfill them. Young adults should be made aware of other options, such as attending community college, finding apprenticeships, or internships. So for me personally, I took advantage of dual enrollment in high school, so I got all of my college gen ed classes out of the way so that when I graduated and enrolled in a technical college, I was able to focus on getting my associates in digital media. I highly recommend taking core classes while you're still in high school, whether that be through a local community college or going to an online school. For example, I paid a discounted rate at Grand Canyon University to get 8 of those core classes out of the way. So I definitely recommend you check something like that out. Another thing that is so flawed with the cookie cutter approach is the insane prices for the degree itself. When it comes to housing and other costs, college tuition has skyrocketed in comparison. And to think, we're telling 17 to 18-year-olds to take on debt they will never be able to repay. I was able to get the certification I needed in a year and a half, and I paid roughly $11,000 for it, and now I'm doing what I love, and I'm ready for work. And by no means am I saying that a 4-year degree is not valuable. That's not what I'm saying at all. I mean, especially if you're a doctor or an engineer. Yeah, I'm hoping that you sought higher education. But if the 4-year degree is the only thing we're promoting, and we're completely throwing out the trades as an option, we're gonna leave our society with serious consequences, because we just don't have the workers to fill the jobs. And this brings me to my second point. Bring back vocational training. We are really doing a disservice to our high schoolers and even middle schoolers because we're not bringing to their attention that learning a trade is an option. That's why making shop classes popular again is so important. It's those visual, hands-on learning experiences that spark interest. And my final point is this. It's not just about passion, it's about opportunity. Dirty Job star and host of the Way I Heard It podcast, Mike Rowe, put it this way. If you think there's only one job in the country that can possibly satisfy your passion, then you're gonna spend a lot of time looking for that one job as opposed to finding an opportunity. The reality is there's a high demand for skilled tradesmen and there just aren't enough people to fill that gap. Maybe going into the trades wasn't your first pick or it was never your passion, but that doesn't mean it can't be a rewarding career. I think we can all agree by now that being a plumber, a construction worker, or an electrician, those are not less than kinds of work, and you can find success in those jobs. As the years progress, we're seeing the upcoming generations take more and more alternative pathways after high school. Those are my thoughts on the matter, and now you know. So I highly encourage you to check out the links I provided in the description below. Go do your own reading and your own research, come to your own conclusions, and put your discoveries and thoughts in the comments down below. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell so that you never miss any upcoming content that I have for you guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.